I'm going to minimize this. Oh, no, that's not how you do it. All right, we can do that afterwards. All right, welcome to our monthly update roundup. This is for the month of October. October already. So we're just going to just quickly double check that we're actually live here. So 1 second while one of our teammates checks Facebook, and should be rock and rolling though. So I refresh things on YouTube as it takes some time sometimes. All right, looks like we're live on YouTube, and I think we're just gonna go with it.
Awesome.
All right.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah. Hey. Cool. So welcome to today's monthly update roundup. We've got a few things to share with you guys. And as usual, you can rewatch this on our YouTube channel or on our REI conversion Facebook group. So once again, thank you. Thank you for all the feedback. Thank you for all our supporters and those that are in the community as well, helping others inside. And if you're a Pebbler and want to get into our Slack community, which you should have access to, make sure you do shoot us a message. Cool. All right, so we're gonna jump right into the thick of things and what we've been working on and essentially what we've just launched as of recently. So the big one here, Kevin, I guess if you want to share your screen, we can start talking about the mapping parcel data. I don't know whether to write parcel mapping data or mapping parcel data.
Mapping parcel data. Yeah, let me get in here to a property.
Yep.
Just a moment. Okay, so share my screen here. Okay, so for those of you who are longer time Pebble users, you will notice that we have brand new mapping, and we've added a bunch of new features to our maps. And the biggest part of that is the new parcel data. But it's also just a restructuring of the whole maps thing. So we have this new map provider, which gives us some really cool new features that we didn't have with the old maps that we had. So we've got new satellite and road view. We've also got terrain now, which is actually really helpful, especially if you're working in more mountainous areas. You can actually see these topographic lines. And if you scroll in a little bit, it'll tell you elevations, which is, for me, I work in a lot of places where I've got slopes to deal with and like mountain stuff. So that is actually a really helpful thing because I can quickly see without having to pull up satellites and sort of guesstimate what the terrain is like. I can actually just look at those topographical things and know right away where slopes are and where something's not going to be buildable. So that's a huge help. And then we've got the new thing, which is the parcel boundaries. So you won't see them on this overview page. This will just show you the kind of generic default map. But if you go to this edit map page, this brings you to the full screen map where you can actually change things around. And this one will load parcel information here. So this will, these blue outlines are all the parcels. And another great feature is if you click on any one of these, it will give you the parcel information. So we're pulling this from a national database of really relevant and quickly updating information from direct from the county. So this will give you some ownership information, and if there's some previous sales that have happened, it will show you some of those. But basically just some overall information. And then a great thing that we have here is that you can quickly set your boundaries. So I can just click here, set boundary, and boom, I've got my my new boundary for my map. And we can also go in here and edit that boundary if we need to. So I can click this and then move the boundary around. So if let's say I bought 2 lots and I want to extend this to fit that other lot, I can just quickly move these boundaries around, and that'll show them there. Another great thing we've got is this little tape measure guy. So this didn't exist on the previous map, but if I click that, I get an actual tape measure. So I can go in here and say, what's the eastern corner of my property look like? And it'll tell me that it's 1,300 feet. So I can do perimeters there. If somebody's asking, how long is the frontage road side, you can quickly hop in here, pull up that ruler, and there you go. You got the ruler that'll tell you that right there. And this is another thing that I think is sort of a little Easter egg. We haven't published this too much, but it's a really, really cool feature, and that is 3-dimensional maps.
Yeah.
So what I'll do here is I'll turn on satellite. And so this is my satellite view of my parcel. And then over here where it has the little compass thing, so you can move the compass around which way you're looking. But if you click this and then you drag down or drag up, look at that. We have 3-dimensional, and it'll take you, it's got to load in the rest of the parcel tiles. But look at that. You get 3-dimensional view of your parcel. And my computer gets a little slow when I'm streaming here, but this should be a lot snappier on your thing. So look at that. You can gauge your terrain there. You can take photos. I mean, these are the photos that I share personally on my marketing material, because without ever having to hire a drone photographer or do anything like that, I can just go in here and take a snapshot. It almost looks like I have a drone here taking this physical photo. I mean, look at that. You can tell exactly where the property lines are and where the terrain is. We've even got a blue sky here for you. So
you can tell Kevin absolutely loves this feature.
Yeah. So you can do that, and then you can even hold, where is it? Hold command, and well, I got to play around with this a little bit, but you can move things around. You can basically turn the place around. I think. Okay, there we go. So if I turn this, I can look at it from different angles and really gauge where that terrain is. And it still shows me my topographical lines here, so it'll tell me what the different elevations are. So hugely helpful. And you can start running your marketing material right off of just screenshots from this. And we're going to be continuing to add to these features. We've got some great ideas planned for neighbor letters, where you can just quickly circle some parcels and say send neighbor letters, and that might be a few weeks out, but that'll be a really cool thing.
Sean, great question. We'll come to the questions afterwards, Sean. And by the way, we're having technical issues here. We're not able to get on Facebook for some reason. Restream, which is our software, it doesn't want to play along with us. So it is what it is. Let's keep going on for now here. Thanks for sharing that, Kevin. So yes, the next thing we do have, it's more of an internal thing. You are able to sort of more of an administrative kind of thing where you can change your plans. Actually, that is coming out in a next update that we're pushing out probably sometime next week. But the ability to be able to change between plans is something you'll be able to do on your own.
And this is the big part here, is that we now handle the proration correctly and everything. So if you're currently on, say, a team plan and you want to upgrade to pro, we will you'll be able to do that right within the app. Previously, you had to sort of email our support and ask them to do that. Now you'll be able to just go to your billing page, click change plan, and then we'll do all the prorations to make sure that you're credited for the time that you're, even if you're mid billing cycle, we'll credit you for that time switching up or down. So it's not a very fun feature for you all, but it's a big time saving feature for us, and it's super complicated. So it took us a little while to get that one all worked out.
Cool. So the next thing here, we have what we call, we've added some services. This is all on our REI conversion website. Something we're calling our, and I can sort of pull up my screen here, our pro website setup. So these are for new people who are getting their website set up. If you want us to sort of do the customizing and you don't want to have to learn how to do it through Elementor, you want to do it all on a Google Docs, that's what it is. We also have something called our document recreation. So if you got a document, as long as it's in a Google Doc format, or if you're bringing in a Word and put it into Google Docs, we can help you recreate that document. And then finally, we're also offering a CRM import services. So we have a lot of people coming from different systems. They want to bring in their data. They just don't have the time to do it. Honestly, it's actually not too bad. It's actually quite simple to do it, but sometimes you may have multiple counties or whatever it may be. You can opt into our CRM import service as well. So you can learn a little bit more about that under our pricing and then services here, and you can check those out. So those were just recently launched here, and it's great to see some of you guys already taking advantage of those services. All right, so we're going to jump into what's up or coming up. What's upcoming? Kevin, you want to talk about the first one here?
Yeah, so Pebble lead forms. I think we discussed this on our last on our other meet, but this is going to be a huge win for people. So currently we have our integration with your lead intake process. So typically people are taking in leads from their websites. So somebody goes to your website after receiving one of your letters or postcards. They go to your website and they fill out their name, email, and then if you're using REI conversion, you can have them submit their property code, and then that'll automatically tie the property to their lead. But currently, it's a little bit frustrating for the user because they're going to type in that property code, and then if you have a two-step form, they're going to submit that, and then they're going to be presented with a bunch of information that they have to fill out. Things like the APN and the acreage and all this details about the property. They're going to have to type in all that stuff manually themselves. But we already have a lot of that information in Pebble. So we know in Pebble, based on that property code, what their APN is, what their acreage is, what their legal description is, like all that stuff we already know. And then if the person wants to fill out more information, particularly info about themselves, like what's their interest in selling? Do they want a counter offer? Like all these sorts of things that today will get submitted. So when somebody submits that second page form, it will land in your leads inbox there, and you can see it, but that information doesn't tie itself directly to the property. If you wanted to pull the information from that lead submission, you'd have to sort of copy it into your property custom fields. So we're going to make this a lot easier, and it's going to be pretty slick, we think. So you'll be able to put a form on your website just like before, and you'll be able to do this regardless of if it's a REI conversion website or it's your own custom website, or even if it's something like Google Pages or some lead.
This is where things can get really interesting.
Yeah, so you can start creating a lot of custom landing pages and do a whole bunch of things, and you can put that form there for that. So when you add this form, it'll be sort of a custom form that you'll create. We can then capture that property code, present the user with, okay, you must be Susie Smith, and here's all your property information. And then we can start asking those targeted questions in terms of, what's your interest and all these sort of details that we want to capture from the lead. And then we can tie that information back into your property directly. So they'll be able to, from then on, all that information will just get synced directly to the property. And then you can sort of use that information anywhere you want to, whether you want to zap that over to somewhere else, or you want to generate documents with some of that information. So
Mm.
really powerful tools here. And I think it's really going to make our lead intake a lot better. We'll still have the email integration where you can submit to that seller inbox address
Yeah.
or buyer inbox address, but this new forms option will be really, really powerful, we think.
There's a lot of creative things that we're sort of tossing around too. Once we sort of set the foundation for this, some interesting ideas that we've been talking about too. But yeah, with that set up, just like the maps, with the maps that we have now, hey, can we do fun things like let's just circle an area and blast out mailer here type of thing. So yeah, I'm super excited about this. I think this will be huge for a lot of people who are using Pad Live or calling agencies that they're charging by the time or whatever it may be. Be able to have all that information ready, and they just need to confirm it. You don't need to open up a seat into your Pebble account. They can just sort of do it like Kevin said, embed this on a Google site or something like that, and have your calling agent only go here and fill it out. And that comes directly. You don't need to worry about Ninja forms and formatting things. It's all. I mean, you're essentially feeding information directly into Pebble, which is super exciting, and it gives you guys a lot more control. So I'm super excited about this one. Okay, and the other thing is we are working on sort of a coaching program. We're really excited to be announcing Jaron over. He used to work with Seth over at REI Tipster. We're working on that with. He's going to be able to coach some of the people that are newer to land investing. So we're working on that as well. And if some of you guys are interested in coaching as well, do let me know as we're sort of finalizing some things for that. But that is some of the things that are coming up. We do have our entire quarter sort of planned out here. We won't sort of spoil everything right now, but there's a lot of exciting things coming up this quarter. All right. So I'm going to jump right into questions and answers. It looks like we just got a couple questions here, and it's always great to see you, Sean. Thank you for always being a supporter of ours. So quick question from Sean, and Kevin, I'm going to let you share your screen here, but Sean asked, can you adjust, and let me see if I can do this. There we go. Can you adjust the transparency overlaying the property? And then 2, can you demo the steps, access the 3D feature? Thank you.
Yes. So we showed the 3D feature where you, do you want to pull my screen up here?
Yeah, I think your screen is up.
Okay, yep. Cool. So yeah, the 3D feature, basically just click this little compass guy and pull up, and that'll give you the 3D option. Now, in terms of adjusting the transparency of, you're talking about the transparency, I assume, of this little box here. So currently, we don't have the option to change that. It's sort of just a fixed amount. However, you do have the option to download a KML file. Oh, we can also upload a KML. We didn't talk about that.
Right.
That's a big one.
That's a lot of people have been asking for that one.
Yeah. So if you are used to something like Google Earth, if you have Google Earth on your computer, which is like a desktop application that's a little bit more powerful in terms of mapping features, you can click this download KML file, and that will basically take this square and populate it into Google Earth. So you download that file, double click it, it'll open up Google Earth with this same coordinates here for this this little square. And then from there, you can do a bunch of adjustments, right? You can make it pink. You can do the 3D layer thing where it makes it sort of an overlaid box. So you can do a bunch of things in Google Earth. If you really want to get complex with stuff, I think I'd recommend doing that. So yeah, that's that. And then another thing we have is the uploading KML file. So a lot of places will give you a KML file. So DataTree will spit out a KML file. If you're using Priced, if you pull any of their comp reports or those sorts of things, it will give you a KML file. And if you choose that and click Submit, it will automatically put that into Pebble and adjust your property boundaries appropriately. So it'll set this box, whatever that KML file includes. And those can be super complex shapes. So if you've got like a circular property, it'll pull that in correctly. So that's pretty cool, we think, in terms of a lot of people have been asking, how do I import my priced property information in here? So that KML file will do it.
Yep. Awesome. Thanks, Sean. And hey, Josiah, thanks for the nice comments here, guys. All right. Well, I think that sort of wraps up our update roundup. Tomorrow, for those of you guys, this is tomorrow, the 29th. So we're streaming this live on the 28th of October right now. But every Friday, I'm going to turn this off here. Every Friday, we do a live mailing demo. So if you're interested in joining in on that, you can always join in. And if you need someone to hold you accountable to doing mailing, you can join me every single Friday of the year. So you can always find that under reiconversion.com if you go to resources and mailing demo. Now, tomorrow, we're also going to be doing our managing leads demo right after that. That's so the mailing demo is at 2 p.m. Pacific or 5 p.m. Eastern. And then the leads demo, managing leads demo, is at 2:45 Pacific or 5:45 Eastern. So that is also on our webpage if you wanted to have a look at that. Do join us. We're going to do a little bit of deep diving. And then if you have any questions, you can absolutely bring them. And for whatever reason, if you ever wanted to join in just to have a chat about mailing or whatever it is, again, if you can find us, resources, mailing demo, just choose one of the Fridays where one of us are always there. We have another question here. I'm going to bring this up here. If you don't bring in the lat long with import, how do you get the coordinates on the map? I just tried the search bar. It doesn't work.
Oh, interesting. So it should, so this is, you want to set the coordinates of the map to a specific lat long. Well, you should be, if you have the lat long coordinates and it's in the format of like, it'll be like -125, blah, 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 and comma 35, blah, 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 blah. If you have those coordinates, you can just paste those into the search bar and it should anyways, pick up that and take you to that point on the map. And then you'll be able to draw a square wherever that is or select the property boundaries. So
I think as long as it's in the right format, it should be able to pull that up.
yeah, it might not pick it up if it's in like the north-southwest format.
Right.
Sometimes you pull in and it'll say like N 54, whatever. That it probably won't be able to parse quite correctly. But if you just put the positive and negative numbers, it should pull in that correctly. And then if you want to view that, like once you've brought in that information, you've selected your parcel, if you then go back to the overview page, we actually show you those lat long coordinates, which are basically just where the center of your shape is. So if that's what you're looking to copy, you can copy those from the overview page too.
Let us know, Bridget, if you aren't able to figure it out. Shoot us a message. But if I didn't have the coordinates, I typically just go to Google Map, find my property, and just copy and paste the coordinates out of there, and it should also work that way as well. And that's sort of the backwards way about going about it. But yeah, you should be able to find that. Let us know, Bridget. Josiah, great. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow, which is awesome. Cool.
Awesome.
All right, Kevin. Thanks for joining me all the way from Seoul, Korea, and we'll see you guys around. And then again, if some of you guys are looking to get into our community and you're a Pebble user, do shoot us some email. We'll add you into our Slack Pebble community. All right, guys. Thanks very much for joining us. I apologize about the technical issues on Facebook. Don't know why. This is the second time it's happened to us, but we are live on YouTube. And we'll see you guys next month.
All
Cheers.
right. Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.